So I'm National Digital Stewardship Resident Jamie Mears, and I'm here at DC Public Library, and we just completed an 8-month project to open the first public-facing digitization lab which focuses on preservation. So the public can come and they can transfer for free the following formats. We do VHS, we do floppy disks, VHS-C, audio cassette, and then I actually have this guy right here. He was too tiny for me to hang, the little mini DVs from the early 2000s.
I remember those.
Yep. And we also do Betamax. Down here I have a deck, but unfortunately I have no tapes to show people as examples, so we're hoping people bring some in. So how does the Memory Lab work? You can reserve it for 3 hours at a time, and you can come in and do transfer one of these formats, and then you bring in storage to save it. We have options for people who want to spend money and those who don't, for people who have personal computers and those who don't. So from saving to a drive account that you can set up here, to storing on an external hard drive, there are lots of options based on the variety of users that we have. So our most popular format for digitizing are photos. Everybody cares about photos. And a lot of people have slides. They have lots of slides. It's very time consuming to digitize them, and it requires equipment that's a little bit more expensive. So the scanner that we have right here is an archival friendly scanner. It's actually the same one that we use in our archive upstairs. It's an Epson 1100 XL. And this scanner can do transparencies like slides as well as regular photographs. It can scan all of them in one scan, and it can recognize them as separate files instantaneously, which saves people a lot of time. So what I hope is that when people scan, they will use our directions to then name the files appropriately and add that metadata and add all of that stuff to make sure that those files last. And of course, as we spoke about earlier, to make sure they don't throw out those precious native materials that we care about so much. So we're hoping to educate the public about what to do with these files and give them a free place to start creative works with their personal archives and start sharing memories.
Could you just take me quickly through the site, the website?
Sure. So this is the Memory Lab Wiki, and it has 4 tabs. In the lab, which is what people will be using for their workflows. So for example, we're here under Transfer VHS. On the left are the steps, and on the right we have typical FAQs and questions. How much time is this going to take? How much storage will I need? Etc. We also preview the kind of equipment that people will be using and the software. So this is the workflow for every kind of transfer. And then the second tab that we have is taking care of your physical stuff. So this is for people to use in their homes if they're looking for resources on how to store their film, how to store their videotapes, how to store their slides. They would use the resources here. Then we have taking care of your digital stuff. Same thing. How do you make an inventory? What kind of storage should you be using? What kind of file naming should you be using? And we also have videos for people to watch that we've recorded of classes we've done, in case that's the way that people prefer to learn. And lastly, this tab isn't done yet, but this is the Build Your Own Memory Lab tab. We understand that digitization is time consuming since it's done in real time. So we're trying to give patrons resources to be able to set up one of these at home for whatever format it is that they have a lot of. So they can come, they can try out the lab, they can learn how to do it, and then they'll have all the resources necessary to be able to make decisions about what they want to purchase.
Wonderful.